Locked on Target.
Hi, crew, and welcome to Hot Chocolate Chronicles. This week we have a show for you, and I must apologize about any processing errors that might happen because I'm using OBS multi-platform right now, and of course, that's okay, but I'm just trying to figure it out and change from the old OBS to this OBS, and it's like night and day different. The chroma key is like 1,000 times better. So I'm looking forward to that upping my production values for the Let's Plays and whatnot. But it seems to color things. The codecs seem to color things a little bit differently. Like you notice my previous green screen, all my lights are on as normal, but it's just being weird. But in case you guys are new to the show, sorry for that rambling intro. This is the show where I, Captain Chris, talk about life, the universe, and everything with you guys. I basically share channel stuff, family stuff, gaming stuff, whatever I feel like talking about, and we engage in conversation, and you answer down in the comments. And continuing our mystery flavor of the week of hot chocolate, I'm going to take a drink, and then I will show the hot chocolate packet to the screen and after taking a guess. So it's not really pronounced. I'm gonna say white chocolate, maybe. French vanilla. Okay, well, that's okay. I mean, it's kind of the same gist. But French vanilla is not as flavorful from regular hot chocolate as I thought it would be. So I guess that one goes on the list, and I messed up that prediction. But anyways, now on to other things. And by other things, I mean gaming stuff for now. Actually, I think I'm not going to talk about family other than... Actually, I'm going to talk about family for 1 second. Let's deal with family first. The reason why I'm actually filming this on Friday instead of Saturday, like I traditionally do, is my wife has gotten hours again, which I've told you guys about last week. But basically, she works for from 7 in the morning tomorrow until pretty much 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning on Sunday. So about 25 hours she's out of the house. So in order for me to record Hot Chocolate Chronicles, I might need to do it on Friday as opposed to Saturday. I'll still publish on Saturday per the schedule, but I might need to start recording them a day before so I have time to, actually record without Abigail, my baby girl, interrupting. So on to gaming news. Man, have we got a lot of news out of Gamescom. I don't even know where to start other than, oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm getting an Xbox One. Okay, because Sony didn't want to show up for good reason because I don't think they could have matched the lineup. I'm actually more pumped watching the Xbox One conference for getting an Xbox One than what I was when I watched the E3 conference and decided that this is the year I would get an Xbox One. Oh my gosh, Scalebound looks awesome. Like game of the year for me. I mean, I know it's not coming out 2016, but just being able to have a dragon and go around, and they've said you have to balance the dragon with the should you get the dragon, let the dragon get the kill, or do you want to get the kill yourself because you can absorb like XP or what is the equivalent of XP if you kill it yourself as the human person, dragon slayer dude. But if you let the dragon kill it, you don't get that benefit of that extra XP and whatnot. So I think that's really interesting of a mechanic, and I really like the idea of the weapon systems they have, and I'm really looking forward to Scalebound. Probably more than anything that I've been looking forward to. And hopefully 20 minutes of game has taken off to the point where I could be like, hey, Microsoft, do you want to send me a review copy? Review copy, eh. No, I wouldn't. I would still shill the product because I still think it looks great. But um, hopefully, I'm not doing 20 minutes a game to get review copies. But there's that's one of the perks of being a reviewer is for every 8 games that you got to play that you're like, I don't want to play this. You get one or two games. You're like, yes, this is the best. You know what I mean? And that's what's the perks of taking a review seriously. I'm not picking games that I necessarily want to play all the time for 20 minutes a game, but it is what it is. But yeah, Gamescom was ridiculous, and we saw the first good thing about Star Wars Battlefront come out of it, and it actually kind of makes me want the game now. And that's the starship battles. Granted, it's not in space, which I think is dumb. They could do the same thing, but in space, and they're probably like, "Oh, the assets for doing space stuff is just too much, dude." I've seen the equivalent products that you could make, like the space boxes and whatnot that you would need at an HD level on Unity for like $140. So, and that's just randomly generated stuff that will do 90% of the work for you, and then you can tweak the problemed areas afterwards, or add custom things like Star Destroyers and whatever else. But yeah, the aerial combat in the dogfight portion of that was actually intriguing. I when I was watching it, it felt like I was watching the old Rogue Squadrons. Not quite as polished as a Rogue Squadron in modern day, but if they can simulate a Rogue Squadron feel of this game, then I am all over it. I mean, I am literally all over this game. One of the things that I've really liked was you could divert power from the different systems like you can in actual Star Wars, which I thought was really interesting. So, say you want speed, you can divert power to your engines, but if you're more focused on shields, you can then divert power to your shields. Now, I don't think this is going to be advanced. It's probably going to be like on the D-pad or something, but I would love for it to be a tilt feature. Like, I want 10% power going to my shields, and you know what I mean? And 90% going to my speed. I really like that concept. I just want more options other than I know the D-pad's going to be like, you press this one to spec out this way. You press this way to spec out that way. You know what I mean? And I get it, but part of me that's hardcore wants to be like, I want complete control over how I build my starship. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to get Battlefront, but it's the first good, positive thing that I can see about that entry thus far. Otherwise, it would be just like a Star Wars set shooter, and that doesn't let you pick your classes and randomizes it, which does not sound appealing at all, other than the Star Wars part. But anyways, Gamescom, it was a good watch. Glad I paid attention to it, and I'm glad our European brothers would benefit from hosting such a great event. I mean, we saw some more Overwatch stuff. I was honestly surprised because kind of feel like Gamescom this year had bigger reveals and more interesting things than E3 did this year. I mean, Crackdown was super interesting. Just seeing Halo Wars return, which I know that trailer was stupid. I'm sorry, but no one cares about the Brutes, okay? Like, the Brutes were a Halo 2 thing, and then Bungie was like, yep, not dealing with them again. I'm kind of curious where they are at it in the lore, but I don't care. I don't care about the Brutes. Like, as a hardcore Halo fan, I'm like, show me some gameplay, not a Spartan being dragged off the field, shooting into the air, and then you, like, repeating the same clip over and over again until he runs out of bullets and goes, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many better ways that you could introduce that game, and like all you would have to do is this show like pre-alpha, and then like use the same engine as Halo Wars, and then show like some of the new assets. You know, like you don't need to make everything perfect, but you know, like just give us something, someone hyped, and then you'll make the news again when when it comes out after everyone analyzes it and it's like, whoa, it's completely changed from this trailer to this trailer, and for the better, and then everyone will be more hyped about it because it'll be a positive change, hopefully, unless you screw up and that. But you get my point. Is I think it would have been a better move rather than showing a cinematic, but to show something in game, like even if it was just for a few seconds of clip, you can manage that in an alpha state. You can pretty things up for a 20-second clip. And I'm not saying like, and again, I'm not criticizing because I don't know what stage this is at. I think this was more of a, oh my gosh, from Microsoft coming from E3. We've got momentum. You know what? We're going to say we're committed to first party, and bam, here's a first party title. I'm super excited for it coming out on Windows as well. Like, I'm legitly excited that like that we're gonna get a newer entry to the Halo franchise that is not Spartan Assault. Not that Spartan Assault was bad. It just wasn't a Halo game. Okay, well, it's Halo Wars isn't a Halo game, but we're getting an RTS from Microsoft. I want you guys to think about this for 1 second. There is a company that Microsoft owned that disbanded that was the king of RTS back in the day. And I know you're going to say Blizzard is the king of RTS. Not in my eyes. StarCraft may be its own thing, but I do not enjoy StarCraft as much as this series. That is Age of Empires. Microsoft owns the rights to that team. They disbanded them after I forget what. They made them like make an FPS or something like that's not a good genre. Oh no, it was like Halo Wars, and then it didn't sell well. But they disbanded the studio, and oh gosh, why can't I remember what it is? It's not Traveler's Tales, although they're disbanded too. But I can't remember their name. Sorry, but that's the gist of live editing. It sucks. But the game that I'm looking for is basically Halo that runs like Age of Empires, updated for the modern world. And if we get that, like you won't see me like I'll be doing let's plays of that for that. That'll just get dedicated channel time for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'll just stop whatever I'm doing, let's play wise, and publish that stuff because one of my core games, my most influential games in my life, was Age of Empires 1 and 2. So I played them during my elementary years, and when I look at fun games, those are my fun games that I loved. I mean, like, I have tales from Age of Empires that go way back. It was one of my first games I played online, for instance. I played... yeah. In Age of Empires 3, I played my girlfriend's brother online, and if I was my girlfriend had watched me play one time and knew my general strategy, told and cheated and told her brother how I usually build my civs. Oh, he built all my counter units, and I'm like, I felt so betrayed. That should have been the key that relationship didn't work out. But we dated for another 8 months after that point. And, but that was my own foolish thoughts back in the day. So, there's just plenty of good stories, just building a bunch of ships and just dominating the world with triremes and whatever. So I'm pumped for that possibility. and I'm pumped to hear what you guys have. What games did you guys play when you were younger growing up? That's kind of what I want to hear. Is not your gaming history, but specifically like what did you play? Did you play games like from your elementary years, and which games did you? So that's my question to you guys. And let's finish things up with drinking another sip of hot chocolate. So, all right, now I think that's enough for today. And thank you for guys for joining us on Hot Chocolate Chronicles. Remember, to leave those answers down below in the comments so we can start a conversation. And until we meet again, stay on target.